In the last episode, we made good progress from days 21 through 30, started our town hall renovation project, we destroyed the day 21 horde, ploughed through the tier 3 trader missions, we made a hat that gets us a better deal at the traders, we had a hot little moment with Grace, we found our first beaker to craft a chem station, and then we beat the day 28 horde, not quite as smoothly as the day 21 horde, and then we finished off with our first tier 5 POI just for fun. So, with that, let's pick up the story on day 31. We recently unlocked the auger, so we spent the first few hours on day 31 trying to find an engine in town so that we can build that. Lucky enough, we got one after about 10 cars, I'm going to guess. So now we had that engine, I headed back to town hall so we could get our auger cooking, and that's going to allow us to get out and get more ore for the amount of time that we're putting into mining, because at the moment we're going to need pretty much a lot of everything, from steel for crafting various bits and pieces and for Horde Night base construction. We need lead for ammunition, shale for more gas so that we can use the auger for longer, and funnily enough we're not doing too badly on gunpowder, so that's the least of our worries right now. Cheeky treasure chest, don't mind if I do. So yeah, day 31, pretty much a resource gathering day mostly. We did head over to the trader to sell off a bunch of crap with our special bartering hat with cigar attached. So we got quite a few quid for all this crap, and I did treat myself to a new anvil and a couple of steel tool parts because we're going to need to be crafting some stuff very soon. Cement powder is also very cheap to buy considering how long it takes for you to actually make that same number. And here we are, just picking up another couple of bits and pieces, books and whatnot, just to try and move things along a little bit quicker. Next day, day 32, we headed out to see the trader in the snow, looted his compound for the free books, and then had a little mosey about town to see what we could find. And wouldn't you know it, we came across yet another cracker book. So I'm not quite sure how I feel about these at the moment, because it's pretty easy to just rip through them and get all the crafting books that you need. We're only on day 32 and I feel like we're already well through the progression on the crafting stuff with all those mags. At the moment, it just seems like the formula for progressing your crafting is go to a new town, find a cracker book, get books. I suppose at this point you could call that a cheat code really with, with how easy this is. Having said that, I did have a little hairy moment up here on the roof. A few swings and misses, but we got there in the end. And the batten's great and everything, but sometimes you just got to get out your gun. So with the zombies sorted, we cleared out the rest of the Crackerbook Cafe, got the loot. You can see that we've already completed Forge Ahead, and then headed back home to get our craft on again. This time getting some steel arrowheads going for our compound crossbow, and scrap polymers is actually going to be the bottleneck on that now. I'm glad I don't have to fuck around with feathers, but yeah, like I said, scrap polymers. There's no quick way to get those fucking things. Crucible we can make now, but we're a few forged iron short. And when you've read the right books and you've got enough ingredients on you, you can actually craft things in batches of 100, and it only costs the equivalent to making 80 of them, so you're making a 20% saving on ingredients, or the other way, you're gaining a 25% free bonus on whatever it is that you're making. Anyway, we spent the rest of day 32 mining. We got some oil shale so that we can get some gas going because we're a bit low on that for the motorbike and the auger. And then we headed out to get some coal and some nitrate so we can get some gunpowder going in the chem station. But more importantly, while we were out, we had some more forged iron crafting in the forge, and that gives us what we need to get that crucible going so that we can then use this second forge to get steel as well, because we need the crucible before we can craft forged steel. And I think that'll pretty much be most of everything that we need to be able to craft is now craftable to us. We've got all of the shit, we've got the workstations, we've got all the tools that fit in the workstations. So yeah, it's just going to be a case of gathering resources now. So here we go, let's get the crucible going. I'll just cancel this batch of 200 concrete cubes and then do them again just so that we can put them further back in the queue, because yeah, a couple of minutes left to go for our box of 100 steel crossbow bolts, and then our crucible will be another 5, so that should be good for the morning. We'll get some more stone in the forge so we can craft some more concrete powder. I'm pretty sure I say that the wrong way around every time. Concrete powder, concrete mix, cement powder, cement mix. I don't know, fuck it, you know what I mean. let's skip ahead to the morning of day 33. We're going to start with a mission at Fort Bags. And this was another good test for the old stealthy wealthy. I'm basically a ninja at this point. And do you know what? I think what I might like about it most is you don't necessarily even have to break line of sight. So check this out with these army dudes. You trigger them in up here, jump down, leg it, get a bit of distance. And I'm just not used to zombies not running at me the whole time. And so that is the top cleared. We just got to sort out this little bunker where all the loot is now. We're having to go loud to begin with. Actually, I don't know if we have to or not, but that's the way I went. Not really causing us any troubles coming up the stairs like this. It was taking a little bit too long and I was getting a bit bored, so we jumped up on the roof and started shooting. Well, I do love a good gas can explosion. Now, here's a funny thing. I was so stealthy running around killing all the zombies in the middle of this thing that all these ones in the ditch around the edge of the place, they didn't even spawn in or wake up or whatever. So, yeah, we had to go and kill them afterwards. And then, with that done, it was time to get into the loot room and see what we got. And again, at this point, I mean, loot's pretty much... We don't really need anything at this point. So, yeah, I don't know why we're doing this stuff. We're just completing shit for the sake of it. And on that note, on to the next mission we went. And yet again, it was a story of a combination of stealthy crossbow and lecky baton. Now this was interesting actually. I normally suspicious there's zombies up there, so I chucked a Molotov and yeah, turns out this is the one place where there's not a zombie hiding up a ladder in one of these little lookout points. Now this did get a bit hairy for a moment because I wasn't expecting them to come bursting right out of that second door. And then, of course, when I'm reloading I can't fucking sprint. So I took a bit of a knock, turned around and started trying these guys, but yeah, in the open, nothing to worry about. Into the facility we go. Alright, so I'll skip most of the middle bit of this just to get to this end part here, which was a bit interesting because the whole thing's fucking full of spiders. Don't know what kind of dodgy party they're having up in here, but we'll put a pin in that for them. God, that fucking noise is intolerable, oh my god. Alright, one last big dude to go and then we're clear to grab the looty tooty. Which is more books and more ammo. Great. And here we are, look at this. How about that for an exit? What better view to enjoy my hobo stew with? Anyway, that's enough fucking around eating at the top of the mountains. Doing our third mission of the day back at a very, very familiar POI for us, this Shotgun Messiah range. Now I know that loot is becoming slightly more and more pointless for us, but if we're going to get loot, we're going to want it to be this kind of stuff from like military places or gun stores. What I'm really, really looking for is more legendary parts, because if I'm not mistaken, I've only seen 4 up to this point in the whole game. So it's one, what, about every 7 or 8 days, I suppose. And we've got 2 of them in the same bloody house, so yeah, it's even worse than that really. As it went, unfortunately, we didn't get any legendary parts in this place, but we did get a few bits and pieces, so, you know, if we're going to spend our time doing stuff, then it might as well be here, because yeah, it's as good as loot goes. I didn't have much else to do overnight back at base, so I cracked on with the renovations, just fixing this this pillar up here in the corner, putting a new wooden one in and painting it to make it look like it's metal. And then I tied up the windows again as well, so yeah, it's starting to look a little bit more like home here now. And is it really home until you've plastered your name across the front of the fucking building? Day 34, we were mostly pottering around in the morning with not much to show for our time, but we did manage to get out and do a mission in the afternoon, get a nice little barrel explosion there. And we're starting to see rads a bit more frequently now, so yeah, we're definitely leveling up in difficulty. but that's why we carry our SMG with us. The baton and the crossbow will take us so far, but yeah, when the shit hits the fan, you really need to be able to pump some lead into somebody. Now check this out, I don't know what the percentages are, but every now and again you get a treasure map with a bunch of money in it, and look at this, we've got nearly 10 grand just out of this one treasure map. Unbelievable. But anyway, as well as the military stuff, another place that I thought we stand a chance of getting some legendary parts would be the Savage Country, and lo and behold, check it out. We actually got one. My god, these things are rare. This POI generally is actually a pretty good one for getting armor parts, because this little counter over here has got a heap of stuff on the wall, and by the time you get to where we are now, day mid-30s, you're not going to be using any of this crappy armor that you're finding, so you can just scrap it, get the armor parts that you need, and then you can craft what you want. Job's a good one. So, having found that legendary piece, we can now craft the final piece in our assassin outfit puzzle, our tier 6 assassin outfit. So there we have it, our full assassin set bonus. We have this little icon down in the bottom left telling us we've got the full gear on and the bonus is active, which basically means that we're going to be able to lose zombies easier than ever. But we'll have to wait to try that out because it's day 35 and we have a Horde tonight, which means we need to get over to the Horde base and upgrade what little bits of cobblestone we've got left, get that up to concrete. We'll repair everything else that got any damage in the last Horde, and we're just shoring up the actual fighting position there to steel, just for the extra protection, because we're starting to get some hard zombies now. Now this bit here, I'm just extending and strengthening the little, I don't know what you call it, but hopefully preventing zombies, and especially spiders, from jumping across, which a couple of them seem to have done. And yeah, I figured we'd test some electronic traps because we had the skills to craft some of this shit. So yeah, behind the scenes I've been crafting all this crap. We've got a couple of dart traps which are going to be triggered by these plates here. We've got one at foot height and one at head height, I believe. And then we're going to get those trigger plates hooked up to this battery operated, or this battery powered generator. We'll close it in with a bit of concrete just to protect it from any bird spit that might come our way. And that is those connected. Done. Also crafted a couple of electric fences as well, so we can just hold the zombies up in position right in front of the fighting position there. So yeah, we've gone for an X configuration rather than just going straight across. I don't really remember why I did this, but we've gone from low to high and then high to low, so it's created this X right in the middle where the zombies are basically just going to be walking straight into that, and then that will hold them there for as long as the thing lasts. I don't think I'll bother trying to repair it on Horde night, it's just going to take too much fucking around. But with that hooked up, I had one more thing that I wanted to test, and to be honest, it was a complete failure. Because I also crafted a blade trap, which I stuck just at the top there that you can see. It did absolutely fuck all on Horde night, which is coming right up, right after I show you this, which every good base should have one. Anyway, here we go. Horde night, day 35. I've gone for some skull crushers this time as well to help with the melee damage. I've got the nerd tat to help with the area effect on the baton stun repulsor mod. And so yeah, we should be pretty comfortable here. The dart traps are going to work, I can hear them, and I can definitely tell the difference with the skull crushers. I'm getting a lot more one-shot kills with the baton. And yeah, it's just a lot of fucking noise. Oh my god, this electric. I mean, it's good, but please, Funpimps, give me a way to turn this shit down. Whee! So yeah, that was it. You don't need to see me just twatting zombies in the face for like 20 minutes straight. That literally was as easy as that. So grab the loot. It didn't really amount to much more than a few bits of armor that we can scrap. We did have to repair the floor a bit from where a couple of cops exploded. This tarmac surface on the car park isn't actually as strong as concrete, so it does go pretty quickly. And whenever I'm building a base in a similar place to this, I always end up having a concrete or steel floor by the time we get to the late game. But here's a quick look at the stash that we ended up with after grabbing all those loot bags. This is plus what I already had on me as well. So yeah, as you can see, nothing too special. A few books here and there, and a few bits of armour. After that, we headed off to the trader to have another sell-off. I forgot to eat my sugar butts and only remembered halfway through, so that's what we're doing here. And then we'll sell the rest for 10% extra or whatever it is. So we've got quite a bit of money now. Money's not really an issue. So I splashed out on a rad remover mod. Now obviously we have a full week until the next Horde, and I really want to get some more legendary parts. So I figured, let's head off to the snow and we'll spend a few days there. We'll do some missions, loot some POIs, and just see if the increased loot stage of being in the other biome is actually going to help us get those legendary parts. And then eventually, when we have enough legendary parts, we can just fully kit ourselves out with tier 6 of everything. But we've got a bit of a journey, so let's crack on. First things first, we headed to the trader to see what he had in stock. A couple of car magazines was actually the best thing, because for some reason I'm finding them really hard to come by, and I really want to get to the gyrocopter before I start flying around the map, visiting the wasteland and all that. From here we picked up a mission at Carl's Cars to just get us started, so we headed over there, and this little Beavers place next door looks like a pretty decent place. We can just set up a little temporary base up on the roof here, put a storage box down, keep all our shit, organise it, and what we'll do is, for however many days we spend here, we'll keep all of our loot there, and then before we head back, we just head off to the trader and flog what we don't want to keep. And yeah, we'll see how much profit this few days in the snow is going to result in. But for now, we've got to clear this shithole out. There's quite a few zombies in here. I wasn't expecting this. So yeah, again, SMG comes to the rescue until, of course, it's time to reload. But that's that, finally. So yeah, a couple of quick ladders on the side, easy access to the roof for us, and we have our new home. So with that done, check this out. I'm just doing my first real test with the new full assassin suit on tier 6. So having both of those zombies aggroed, and then I ran around the corner and crouched. One of them did find us, but the second one completely lost our scent. So I think this is going to be a good tactic going forward, going through various POIs, because it's going to allow us to just stealth so much more than what we've even been doing already. Here we're just doing a quick pre-loot before we actually activate the mission. I figured I'd get the lay of the land of this POI before we go ahead and do that. Here, vehicle plan mod schematic, that's a pretty good one. We get the 4x4 eventually. But other than that, similar story with regards to the loot. And check this out. I'm not sure the silencer has ever worked quite so well as what it is now. I don't know if it's because it's combined with my stealth suit and whatever points I've put wherever. But yeah, the silencer on that gun, I can just stand on top of the building and I'm sniping, crouched, with full stealth bonus damage increase for every gunshot. It's fucking wicked. Here we go again, just testing. The zombies know we're here, so I've just run outside, crouched around the corner, and I've completely lost my trail. There he is. Bonk. There's another one, let's do the same thing. And having seen this place the night before and figured out the lay of the land, I realised that we can just get through to the loot room via this back door here. And look at that, stealth killing rads with 2 shots. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this was an infested mission as well, so it's supposed to be hard, but not when you're a stone cold assassin like we are. And as if you needed any more evidence that this build kicks absolute arse right now, check this out. I'm unloading a full clip into those 2 dudes down the end, reloading, they're not dead. But they're not coming after me. Look at this. That dude's still standing there just facing the other way. Unreal. Alright, back at the trader, I remembered to check my challenges page, and we have another couple that we can redeem. 5 blood moons survived, 50 zombie vultures killed, and 50 spiders killed, so we get some extra little bonuses next time we chat to the geezer. Let's have a look at what he's got for us.
Good job.
We'll take 300 AP 9mm ammo, thank you, and 1 triple pocket mod. Next mission, a very familiar spot, a fetch and clear at the police station / town hall. This is our main base back in the desert biome, so pretty familiar with the layout. Although that layout's about to change a little bit. Apart from a couple of cops in here, it was pretty much a full-on lesson in stealth. This should be the last geyser, and then we can get up into the little tower here, and we're not going to try and stealth this. We'll just run around, jump out, hide. And there, they've lost us. They've lost us again. How? I can't get over this. How easy? Well, I say easy. Is it easier, or does it just kick ass? Is there a difference? Okay, what do we have? Stun baton, car book, that's good. 70 out of 100, we still need 30 books. Oh my god. Oh, 30 books until we can get to the gyrocopter, so I don't know how long that's going to take. Anyway, let's clear the rest of this up. Nice, treasure map, we'll go and do that now. And of course, look at this. What a piss take. Alright, we're going to have to go in under the road via the little bit on the side here. Not ideal, but I don't know, we're pretty good with the old diggy digs now, so this didn't actually take too long in the end. Now here's another one, another map in the snow. This is more like it. There, we've got a bit of money on that one as well. Look at that, lovely. And some bow parts. Now we're about to witness probably one of the stupidest and most riskiest things, and pointless things as well, that I've ever done, which is to try and piss off a random fucking demolisher and then manage to hit his button when he's right next to my bike. Luckily, the bike survived. I don't know how, because look, you can see where the impact was. That was a spot of luck. And look at this, how much damage did it actually do? We're on 50% durability for the bike, and yeah, I know it wasn't on 100 before. I just checked back in the edit, and the last bit of footage I've got, I haven't already cut out of the video, it was on 67, so while it felt like a big disaster at the time, it was actually not that much of a problem. But anyway, yeah, so day 38, it's just gone midnight. I decided to have a bit of a drive around, and I found yet another cracker book, and I really do want to get a gyrocopter, so fuck it, I don't care if it is cheesy. We are just spamming the cracker books, and due to the lack of car books I've been getting, I'm actually going to put a point into Grease Monkey. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but this is the first set of books that I've got. No car books yet. Got about half the cracker book to go, so we'll dig into that and have a look. And this set of tools digest that we just finished has taken us to 100 out of 100. We've got 3 left to go on archery. We've got 1 car book, so we're on 71 out of 100 for the car books. Still not getting many, even with that point, and even considering that we've just completed a set as well. That's supposed to prevent us getting any more tools digest, because we've completed that set now. Let's see what we've got. One final little stash here. Yes, 1 car book. No. 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 But we do get a drum magazine mod. Look at that. Let's stick that on the SMG, and we'll be able to pump lead for longer. Look at that. We can craft the 4x4 at least. I'm not a massive fan of it. I know it doesn't feel any faster. It actually probably feels slower than the motorbike, and it's a bit more cumbersome. But yeah, we'll craft it anyway when we get back to the desert. In the meantime, let's see if we can nab another stash of loot. And this is the first time I'm going to jump down into this place and not had 100 zombies running out of the fucking door there. So again, stealth for the win, baby. And yet again, these armor racks bringing home the loot. Look at that, 2 pieces there we can scrap down. Got another 2 pieces plus another actual armor part there, so that's 3. Treasure map is the best thing in the main stash here. Now, time for a quick sell-off because we're absolutely chock-a-block with loot.
Bullet holes, courtesy of my ammo.
Yes, I know, the shotgun messiah. Again. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you sit through the whole fucking thing for yet another time. There we go. Done. Let's loot it. Oh, and before we actually get to the main loot, let's have a look at this new steel axe that we found. It's only a tier 1, but it takes a couple of mods, so it's going to be much better than our tier 5 fire axe from before. Alright, stashy, and another car book, 73, baby. We are on the way. Okay, next mission, day 39, early morning before dawn, but I figured we're stealthy. We can always hide if things get out of hand. That rad in the ceiling gave the game away when I could see her fucking hands and feet glowing through the ceiling. So I used the Molotov to bring her down, and as soon as she hits the ground, she's like, oh, I can't see the bloke anymore. Yeah, I'm right behind you, bitch. So yeah, things continued pretty stealthily most of the way through this POI until we got upstairs. The cops started fucking with us, and then we headed out to the roof, and then all kinds of shit hit the fan. Now, for the life of me, I have no idea where the fuck this geezer came from behind me. I've been standing there, I don't know how long, shooting in that direction, so God knows where he came from, but he caused us trouble. Infected us, the dirty bastard, as well. And do you know what? These infested ammunition stashes are pretty good. So, you know, I was saying earlier about it not really being worth doing missions and stuff, but infested, definitely worth it. We can come out of them in profit of usable stuff, even given that I spanked a load of 9mm ammo in the process. So I had to expand our little cache up on the roof here into 2 boxes because we're getting so full. We're definitely going to have to do a sell-off before we head home.
We hope you got the job done. Now I can
We'll take those exploding crossbow bolts, thank you very much. Right, now you're going to take my shit and you're going to like it. And you're going to give me money for it as well. Sorted our Perry. Alright, so here's the sum total of our best stuff that I'm going to try to get as much of as possible onto the bike, and then we're just going to pick up the rest of our keep box. And this is what we're going home with from the snow. What has it been, 3-4 days, something like that? Anyway, it's been a nice little side adventure, but we do have to get back to the desert and prepare. We have a horde in a couple of days on day 42, so we've got to think of what we're going to do there. I'm thinking our current horde base is going to be good for one more horde, and what I'm going to do, I've decided we are renovating the town hall and we're going to turn it into a proper base. So horde base, I'm going to do a farm up on the roof somewhere, and yeah, it's all going to be integrated. King of the Zed Hall is going to be our main base for the rest of this playthrough, the 100 days. Once we get our gyrocopter, we can start fucking around and going to the wasteland and all that stuff, but we'll do that after. Now, screamers are being a little bit of an issue lately. We're having quite a lot of crafting stations, forges and all that stuff going, and that's not the first screamer I've killed over this period. So here we are, day 40, and we're going to spend most of today just working on construction here. First of all, we're going to have to just knock out some of these roof tiles, roof blocks, which isn't too bad because they're wood. And then, yeah, here we go, we've got like a bit of a runway up to the edge of the town hall, which is up here, and then we're going to have a fighting position this way. I've added an overhang as well, so that any zombies falling off don't end up coming down into the windows of the town hall just below. It's the sort of the churchy part underneath what we're standing on right now. So yeah, this is it, this is where we are. We're going to build a little cage, we'll have a tightrope, we'll have a massive set of stairs going up to us, but before we do anything else, look at this. Killed 50 cop zombies. We're going to get a special reward for it.
Right there with some good work.
And look at that, 4 legendary parts from the trader for completing the 50 cop kill mission or achievement or whatever you call it. I haven't seen 4 legendary parts together at one time in this whole playthrough so far, so quite an epic moment. Now, I mean, we're flush with them. I don't know what we're going to spend them all on. First things first, there's definitely going to be a compound bow
now
and
you
an
can stretch
SMG. I
sitting
don't know
down.
how much
Good job.
forged steel I'm going to need for that, but we don't have enough. But those will be the next two things we get going, and then from there,
Got jobs and you got time.
the world is our oyster.
Too nasty. Get
Well,
the
the
hell
world
out
is
of
our
there.
playground, I should say, because we're probably going to have everything that we're ever going to need. There's Fort Bags mission that I just picked up. That is, I believe, if I remember correctly, the last one that we need to do in Tier 4, and then we'll be on to the Tier 5 missions. So we are going to do that when we pick up on day 41 in the very next episode. But for now, as I'm just putting some stuff away, getting the oven on, getting some forged steel going so that I can get my crafting going, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.